years. So the question now becomes, can the region eradicate this insurgency of Islamic extremism?
Joining us now is the CEO of a counter-terrorism organization called Quilliam International. Haras Rafiq joins us right now. Haras, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So that big question, the most important one we've all been asking this morning whenever these things happen is, how do we stop this from happening? It's only getting worse and worse. You are a counter-terror expert. It starts with people radicalizing, right? No one is born an Islamic extremist. So how do we stop people from radicalizing, oftentimes in their teen years, and then being capable of carrying out these horrific attacks?
There are two parts to actually a terrorist attack. The first one is, how do we stop one? And I think we have to let our agencies focus on that, and they need support from Muslims and non-Muslims within our societies. When they suspect something, they see something suspicious, they should report it, and that's happening. But we're never going to be able to stop every single terrorist attack. That's a given fact. But they are overstretched, overworked, and doing their best. If we want to win this long term, we have to focus more on how do we prevent it. And your question was absolutely right. The prevention really has to come from civil society, and there are a number of things that we have to do. The first thing is we have to name and shame the Islamist ideology and the Salafi jihadist theology that underpins it, and not be afraid to do so. President Obama didn't want to do it. Now we have President Trump, who's actually calling it Islamic terrorism. I prefer the term which is more accurate and more precise: Islamist terrorism. That's the first thing we have to do. The second thing we have to do is to isolate this ideology in the same way that we isolate racism, fascism, and a whole bunch of other things that we don't like within our civil societies.
Sure.
The third thing we have to do is we have to challenge them. We actually have to take them on in our schools. Parents need to do this, because let's not forget, as a Muslim, I am just as much a target, probably more than a non-Muslim, because the Islamists do regard me as a traitor to their cause. But we need to be strong, and we need to collectively challenge this ideology on an everyday basis. We need to challenge it, but also recognize and understand what is it that we stand for, and hold on to those values for dear life.
Great point of view. Haras Rafiq, we thank you very much for joining us from